Hey guys, Kelvin here. I just want to say that while editing this episode, I realized we made a technical mistake and the audio for this episode won't be as great. So just bear with me, I'll do my best and just hope you enjoy the show.
Hello!
大家好
Apa khabar?
Welcome to another episode of the Epic Arcade Podcast where we, your video game best friend. Actually, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about consoles. Like the
Yes.
state of
Handheld.
handheld consoles.
Handheld consoles.
Like this one here.
Yeah. What is this?
Like this one, Steamdeck.
Oh,
Steamdeck, right?
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes, that's what it looks like, right? You can see,
It looks like an ROG Ally.
You know what's funny about the Steam Deck? It's so like mythical, you know? You rarely see one.
Yes.
Especially here.
Like in Japan, it was even worse. Like you would see all kinds of handheld consoles.
Right. Yeah,
And
okay.
then at the Steam Deck, like what do you call it? The point of display, the display section, is just a picture of it, and then like these cards.
Yeah.
And these cards are always never there.
Right.
It's
okay. Yeah,
always sold out.
No,
Like it was
because
so hard.
It's like a mythical gem.
in Japan, if you want to buy like expensive, what do you call this? Electronic.
Electronic,
Yeah.
yes.
The electronics, yeah.
It comes in like those
A card with a barcode on it.
you know, like those Netflix card that they can find in 7.
Oh, and then you scan it and they take it
Yes.
back.
Yes.
Yeah. That's,
Like, you
that's
know,
what it
okay.
looks like.
Actually, no, not so much like the Netflix card. Remember, if you go to like some of the 7-Eleven cafes
Yeah.
to take the food thing, that's what it looks like. And then they'll go take it from the back for you.
More or less.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So the Steam Deck cards are never there.
I'm never there. And even if you go on
means that
Amazon,
it's sold out.
it's sold out. Even if you go Amazon, like I've tried in Japan, that did.
Just FYI, this is also a Japan set.
Ah,
Yeah.
Did you buy this in Japan?
No, I
you bought it here,
bought it
but-
here. I bought it here, but it's a
Yeah.
Japan set because unfortunately for the Steam Deck.
Oh, you bought it in Mid Valley, right?
Yeah, I bought it at Mid
Yeah.
Valley. M4G, please sponsor us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, M4G.
Thanks. Yeah. Anyways, we, your vegan best friend, will be talking about the state of handheld so far because I have a Steam Deck. Nick used to own a Switch, and Afik, Afik's Afik. I'm Kelvin Tate.
Am I supposed to me?
it means it's you, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it means. And what is your name?
I think.
Ah,
That's what he said.
yeah.
I
That's
guess-
our intro.
I guess that's my name.
We do so well. Can you tell we're professional podcasters? Can you tell we've been doing this for a decade? Some of us.
Just FYI, we're like 100 plus episodes in already,
Yeah.
Yeah.
on and off, and we're still
Awkward.
Yeah, and it's still
The
awkward.
intro.
Anyways,
Anyway,
to the break. Hello.
I
Alright.
So we're gonna talk about the state of handheld, right? I have owned this Steam Deck for about a month now, and there's a lot of pros and cons that I wish I knew before I made the purchase because
More pros, more cons, balanced.
balanced
Pros and cons.
balanced pros and
Interesting.
cons. Yeah, because prior to the recording, you mentioned is it because I've been so tunnel vision into owning a Steam Deck that I failed to do my research on the other handheld console like the ROG Ally, for example? Yes and no, right? But straight off the bat, the state of handheld has been a very interesting topic for the couple of years now since the pandemic. Because during the pandemic, I had my Switch and it was the best thing ever. Yeah, we were so tired sitting in front of the computer. I can just walk around the house with my Switch, just walking around. But unfortunately, I sold it. But I feel like right now, handheld consoles are still not there. Just like VR headsets.
I think because at the end of the day, which is what I will bring up. Yes, I know how to use microphones. Is that we have phones now.
Yeah.
The glorious thing about handheld consoles back in the day is because we had no other choice.
Yeah.
Things like Game Boys.
No, we got Angry Bird.
No, but even before
way
phones,
before
way
that.
before
Yeah.
things like the Game Boy era,
Yeah.
Game Gears, and all that kind of thing. It was sort of like a necessity and a want because there was no other thing like it. You could bring your games on the go, and
That was pretty
then-
much the golden age of handheld.
yes,
I 100% agree.
and then when that PSP era is when phones started to become like, oh, we've got
No,
Snake on-
wait, like way before the PSP. You guys remember the Nokia N-Gage?
Oh,
Oh
no,
my
Like
God,
the Nokia
yes.
gaming
Yeah.
phones? That was
Speak
the
to sell mobile.
dude,
it
that
was way ahead of its time,
Yeah.
and it was where phones were eventually going. Now
Yeah.
you can literally play almost AAA games on your phones now,
Yeah.
especially with Steam having
Yeah.
the Steam Link. you could literally just play your PC games on your phone,
Yeah.
which essentially is what the Steam Deck is.
Yep.
And you can now play video games on Netflix if you have a subscription.
Yes.
That's true.
You can play like arcade games on YouTube
And,
Premium.
and let's not discount the fact that with an iPhone or with a smartphone in general, you can get a
A controller,
not a controller, emulator.
emulators. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
an emulator where you can emulate a lot of classic Game Boy Color, Game Boy
Yes,
Game Boy SP games.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, even now there is a lot of PS1, PS2 games that are being emulated.
Yes.
As well.
And that's the thing, especially with Xbox as well. They are also doubling down on
The
the
Game
fact that,
Pass.
hey, your phone can be an Xbox.
Yeah.
Because that's their new campaign now. Everything can be an Xbox.
Which is also why
Is that the game
Xbox-
streaming?
Yeah.
That, right?
Yeah, which
So
is also why the Xbox console sale has been just going downhill all the way.
yes.
Just like his podcast.
Like they wanted to do a handheld console
Mm-hmm.
and they voted against it because of the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Which I feel is a genius move.
It is,
which was
definitely.
worrying about handheld consoles like this.
Yeah.
Like you need to be extra special to make it as a handheld console, I feel, in this day and age. Which is why I feel the Switch is a really good handheld console.
Because it's a whole different gaming experience.
It's a whole different gaming experience.
Mm.
It is a console and a handheld console.
Mhm.
Like with the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and all other things, it's taking your PC games on the go.
Yeah. Yep.
But again, now the fact that you've got Steam Link, you've got Xbox Game Pass, that need and want, I feel might be slowly dissipating because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that out where you mentioned with the Steam Deck,
Mm.
you can bring your PC games everywhere you go.
Mhm.
That's one of the downfalls of owning a Steam Deck.
Mm.
Because that's what you will assume,
Mm.
right? You will assume, okay, I have a Steam Deck, I can literally play every game on my Steam library. Just FYI, about 300 games from a
Mm.
Steam library.
Yeah.
I can only play effectively. By effectively, I mean like seamless,
Mhm.
okay?
The same experience you'd have on the PC or Steam Deck.
Less than 30 games.
Mm.
Less than 30 games.
Yeah, that's about that. That's less than 10%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
less than 10%.
Yeah.
I say that because coming from a Nintendo Switch, because I got the first Nintendo Switch on the first week, and I had it for a good 5 years before I sold it.
Yeah.
Best thing ever.
Yeah.
Right? Pros and cons for the Switch. You can do split screen anytime, anywhere,
Mm.
with anyone, right? Because you just got slide controllers.
Yes.
The games are just literally buy, plug, and play.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
right? And it's all integrated to the Steam to the
Nintendo system.
to the Nintendo system itself, right? The games just runs immediately. Okay. Pros. For the Steam Deck, it's running on the Steam OS.
Okay.
Or if you want to hack it, you can also install Windows
Mm.
on it.
Like jailbreak.
Like yeah, more or less like a jailbreak,
Mm.
okay? The downside is you can have 1,000 games in your Steam library, but not all publishers support Steam OS.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have a lot of AAA games, you have a lot of indie games
Yeah.
that don't support the Steam OS, which is also the downfall of it. Because
When you say they don't support Steam OS, does it mean that you can't play the game? Or the game is just not optimized for the Steam Deck?
it's not optimized for the Steam Deck. So when you plug and play a Nintendo game, you go to the store, you buy the cartridge. The
Yeah.
cartridge is like a micro SD,
Yeah.
and then you just slot it into the slot, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's because the game was
Optimized,
created for the
Yeah, for the
device.
Nintendo. Yeah.
on the Steam Deck, there are a few things that I wish I did a bit of research for. So for the both of you, you can see this. I'll
Yeah.
put this on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. This game Against the Storm.
Yeah.
You see the green tick?
Yes.
That means it's optimized
For Steam OS.
Steam OS. You see Age of Empires 4? It's
Yeah.
yellow one. It's
Yeah.
not optimized, but it's playable. And there are also red color, which
Like not playable at
like
all.
this one, right? It's just like a gray, no entry side.
Yeah.
Means that it's not optimized at all. You can't even play it, right? So this is something that I wish I knew, because games that are optimized for the deck, meaning that for the mouse control and everything you can press, it's optimized for the L1, L2,
Yeah.
R2, and there's a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
So every button works. Games that are not optimized, which is the yellow color icon,
Mm.
it plays as if like you are playing a mobile PC.
Mm.
So for the Switch, it's that oh shit, what's the Switch controller called again?
Joypad?
Yeah. Sorry, just give me a second.
We'll be back after this.
So for the Switch itself, for the Switch itself, you have buttons like the X, Y, A, B,
Yes.
right? But then for the PlayStation, we call it like what, triangle, squares,
Square,
circle,
yeah,
X,
X.
right? So for Nintendo games, when you plug it in, it will tell you what buttons to press, like X, Y, B, A.
Yeah.
But for the deck, if a game's not optimized, it will still use the keyboard layout.
And
then
for
Yeah.
whatever.
So if you're just trying to get immersed in a game, right? There's so many buttons. There's like L1, L2, R1, R2, and then you have the R4, R5, L4, L5. All this are technically hotkeyed into a keyboard button.
So, okay, so my question to that is, in most games, there is a keyboard control function, keyboard control option or a controller option.
Yes.
What if you switch it to a controller option and map it to...
Because some games are not optimized for it. It's not meant for a console.
Yeah.
It's not meant for
Right.
it's
Right.
not
So
meant
it
for a
still
controller.
thinks that you are on the PC.
Right,
It doesn't think
exactly.
you're on a Steam Deck.
So that would be like games that don't support controller functions even on
Yes.
PC.
Yes, so there's this indie game that I tried out called Zero Soviet. It's a single player, top-down, isometric, pixelated, post-apocalyptic survival game.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a mouthful. I wanted to love the game on the Steam Deck because on PC it was one of the best single player. Like, oh, my friend said he's gonna come on Discord for like in 10 minutes time. So in that 10 minutes I just wait, I can play this game a bit. One of the best indie games out there. I wanted to love it on the on the deck as well, but it's not optimized for the deck. So a lot of the hotkeys or the buttons in game were keyboard layout. So it's like your WASD, your X, your Y, or like your tab, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
for your inventory. Where's tab here?
Right.
So there is
This is voice activated.
yeah, right.
Yeah, tab.
There
Tab.
is a way around it. There is a way around it
Yeah.
where all the games that you want to play, you can just click on the option button,
Okay.
and then you can manually map it one by one.
You see,
Right? You can manually map it to the L1, L2, L3, L4. Right?
Fun.
Yeah. So it's like before you go
But
into
it's a one-time thing, lah.
it's a one-time
launch
thing.
it again.
Right? Yeah, it's a one-time thing.
But can you imagine you do that with multiple games?
Yeah,
Exactly.
It'd be quite...
Yeah.
There's also a counter to that because you are running on the Steam OS or the Steam ecosystem. Other people have already played the game and they have mapped it. You can also download it also.
I see.
Or you can download their mapping, but it's because it's their mapping.
It might not be your
yeah,
kind of style.
You will be like, bro,
yeah.
because this is coming from
Mostly players will play like Claw.
yeah, right, yeah. For example, right, or let's just say you came from the PlayStation ecosystem,
Yeah.
right, where you have your triangle square. You came from the Nintendo
Yeah.
ecosystem, and I came from the Xbox, right? So everyone had different style of mapping because all the controllers are technically the same but a bit different here.
Yeah.
Right. So if you map it to like, you know, if you want your L1 to be L1 or like your L1 to be like A, the A button. Yeah, so if you jump into every game that is not optimized, you have to manually map up one by one.
Yeah.
That was something that I wish I knew because I went in thinking like, oh, I have a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
I can play all 296 games in my library.
And you see, that is what I find is the problem with console, like handheld consoles in this day and age.
Yep.
Now, this might be a very controversial opinion. I don't like the handheld consoles these days. I don't. Apart from the Switch, yes, I want to get one just for novelty's sake. But again, that reason alone. When you think of a handheld console, you think, pick it up, play, done.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything else.
That is
your
what
life
Nintendo
simple.
Switch
Yeah.
turn.
And like you said, just maybe change cartridge. Itu je.
Mm.
And you're good to go.
Mm.
And that's where the Switch comes in, like you said, where everything is bought, play, done. You're good to go. It's like playing on your PC. You download the game, you play, you're good to go. This, maybe ROG Ally as well, all the other ones, because gaming companies, they are always thinking, okay, we've got to optimize this for PC, Xbox, PS2, PS,
Yes.
Switch.
Yeah.
They're not going to go, how am I going to optimize this for this?
Well, see,
Yeah,
there, well,
Yeah.
For what? And it's all these minor changes of,
yeah.
we just got to change the keyboard to a Steam Deck thing.
Because
What for?
Yeah.
for us, we might just think that, right? But
Mm.
on the back end, you don't know the coding that has to go in there.
Yeah.
The manpower, the
Yeah.
man
Yeah.
hours.
On
right?
top of that, the cost.
Yeah,
Yes, the
right.
cost of
and,
it as well.
and because for like indie game for like $14.99 for example, right?
Yeah.
Bro, it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
Right.
sense. So I feel that's the issue I have with a lot of these handheld
Yeah.
consoles.
Yeah.
However, if you don't mind me talking about this for a quick sec,
Wait,
there
hold on,
are-
hold on.
yes.
So,
Come
oh,
close.
come close.
we have a very
I
cheap
want to
camera.
see both of your faces.
Right.
Nice and round.
Right.
Take a picture of my face and put it next to you.
No,
Yeah, just have
put
both
it
of your
here.
faces.
Just put it here.
Yeah,
one,
just do
one Kel, one fake. Yeah, so
No,
anyway.
so there's two consoles that one is already out, one is going to come out.
Yeah.
Which I feel this should be the way to go for handheld consoles. Now, one is the Atari Game Station Go. Now, this premiered recently at the most recent CES.
Yeah.
And it is, looks wise, it's got a big screen like the Steam Deck, but alternately, their controls on the side are very reminiscent of original Atari controllers, which is that knob
Right.
that you turned.
Right.
So yes, there's the options, but then there's also that option, which gives that sort of retro feel again.
Yeah.
And the fact that what they are doing is just slightly remastering over 200 old school Atari
Yep.
video games
Mm-hmm.
to put on this thing.
Mm.
And I'm like, that is the way to go, because that's what we want. Something that we can pick up, play, not have this overarching story. I don't want to play Dark Souls while on the go.
Yeah.
The reason why we're on the go is because we're filling time.
Yeah.
Whereas when we're on a PC, we're like, okay, I'm here for maybe an hour, 2 hours. Let me get into some quality gaming and stories. On the go, you want something quick and easy.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel this Atari Game Station Go is, that first step for hopefully other companies to go, okay, let's just keep it simple.
Mm.
Now, the other one, and I don't know whether you two have heard of this, it's a black and white
Once you say
console.
that, we probably haven't.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's avant-garde.
Yeah.
I love
Whenever Nick said, I don't know if you guys have heard of this.
Yeah,
I'm 90% sure we haven't heard of
just like that Japanese video game, right?
Which one?
The
I Love You, Colonel Sanders?
no,
That's one.
it. Yeah, I've never heard of that.
That's a
But
Kentucky Fried Chicken dating simulator.
yeah,
Ah.
that one I know of. That one I know of. No, it's that in Japan.
Oh,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
Shisho,
yeah,
yes, that
yeah.
one. Yes.
but-
But seriously, play I Love You, Colonel Sanders. It's free on Steam.
yeah,
Shit.
it's a real thing.
It's a real
It's
dating
off like
simulator.
fried chicken dating simulator.
Yes. You
It's like a
basically
chicken shop date.
okay. Side note, it's basically about you're a high schoolgirl in Japan, of
It's
course,
very Japanese.
very Japanese, and you fall in love with Colonel Sanders, and you want to go on a date with him.
Yeah, and he looks like this
sounds very
handsome
wrong.
ass Chad
Yeah, this anime sort of
Yeah.
Rebo kind of like,
with like white hair and his mustache.
yeah.
So I'm an underage girl.
Yes, you are.
I love with
Yeah,
Colonel
yeah.
Sanders.
Sort of.
Yeah.
And you're in culinary class, so you're learning how to make the chicken, and your teacher is a dog.
Interesting.
Yeah, with the chef's hat.
Okay.
Very Japanese.
Yeah, seriously, play it. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll try it out.
I Love You,
Okay.
Colonel Sanders. It has
Okay.
the best anime intro you will see in your life.
I'll try it out.
Yes. So anyway,
I'm scared, but
this other console is called Playdate. Now I
Oh,
don't
it's made
know.
in Malaysia.
play,
Yes,
Yeah.
play date.
but it's
Oh, I've seen it.
damn
before.
mahal to buy here in Malaysia.
Yeah. Then mahal to buy it.
But what I love about this Playdate is that it has a crank and
Yeah.
2 buttons.
Play date.
It has a D-pad
Just
and
put
two
like
and
that,
an
play
AB
date,
button.
Play date. Play date.
Playdate control.
Date. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a small yellow thing, if you don't mind putting it on the screen so
Oh,
people
yeah,
can see.
yeah.
It has a crank on the side, an AB button, and a D-pad, and that is
Simple.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has games specifically made for the console.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. It's damn mahal. Orang Malaysia. Kenapa lah orang Malaysia? We get it. You need the money, but janganlah mahal macam ni. And all you do is there's like a game of like a bartender game or like a football game where you just use these crank and these 2 buttons
Yes.
to just score points or do whatever. It's mindless, but it is a perfect handheld console because that's what you want.
I'm glad you brought the play date out because I have a very unethical console to introduce to everyone because
Okay.
I bought this 2 years ago for my brother's birthday and Christmas gift.
I got that one
And-
too.
And it's this thing
Oh.
called
TikTok.
I mean, it's
It's
everywhere.
on Shopee, on TikTok, it's
everywhere, right? It's called a R36S retro handheld video game console, and it's exactly like a Game Boy.
Yes.
Right.
It looks like a Game Boy.
This
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah,
This one,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
At first, when I bought it for my brother, it was about 80 ringgit for like I don't know how big was the storage, but you can play like 1,000 games
Yeah.
from the.
I'm assuming the games aren't that big size-wise.
It's all
It's
Game Boy
retro games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game Boy, PS1, Game Gear, all that kind of stuff.
And I personally feel that purchase was better than a Steamdeck.
Exactly.
Because of the price point and because of the nostalgic factor. The fact that I can just go in and I don't know if the both of you have ever seen the OS before for that system.
Mhm.
It's so seamless and smooth.
Yes.
Right? And it's a LCD screen. Can you imagine all your classic Game Boy games in LCD?
Yes.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. I had the best time. I bought it for my brother, but I had the best time.
Yeah.
Because I was playing all the classic Game Boy games that I remember playing when I was in like tuition or like I was
Yeah.
taking to school and shit.
Yeah.
The coolest kid in school, right? I love that. Right now, I mean, I simply pulled out like one Shopee store and it's like $124.99.
Yeah. And again,
So good.
that is the whole point of handheld consoles, which I feel
Yeah.
manufacturers and gaming developers have forgotten.
Yeah.
We are on the go. No need all these high graphics,
Yeah.
massive storylines. Tak payah. Just give us individual levels of like platformers. Itu je.
I think this brings about a very interesting conversation about the disparity in what one deems necessary and what one values.
Yeah.
Right. For example, I would be on the other camp of what you guys are thinking about, what your
Okay.
thoughts are on handheld. Because for me, well, obviously, I think we've mentioned it quite enough on the episode. I have twins coming. I have a daughter right now. So there's no. I'm pregnant. Yeah, I'm pregnant.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I knew you were glowy.
Thank you. Thank you. We're pregnant. So there is. I have time to play. I have time to go on my PC right now. Right. But it's very minimal. We're talking about.
You
We're
you
talking
come
about
on Discord. You come on Discord for like 10 minutes at 11:30
like,
p.m.
yeah, guys.
Hey guys. Okay, I go now. Bye bye.
Yeah, okay. And even when I do play games, I play games like FIFA because it's really quick. What, like one whole game of
Yeah.
FIFA is 12 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
12 minutes, I play 1 or 2 games and I'm done. I wish I could do more. No, but it's just the thing that I'm restricted in the things that I do. So the things that I value in handheld is being able to play something like Cyberpunk without having to be at my PC. So I'm not committing time at a single location.
Yeah.
I can be in another part of the house and still have the same experience. So I think in that sense, for a very small niche market like me,
Yes.
handheld consoles have a significant value. But outside of all that, yeah, it's optimized, right?
Yeah, it's
I know.
optimized.
Yeah, I know Cyberpunk is optimized for Steamdeck. I've done some research. Yeah, Cyberpunk is optimized. It's funny though because when it was launched, it was not optimized for anything.
Right. Yeah, no,
Cyberpunk was shit.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up because where I was playing my Switch, all I ever played was indie games, like Hades, Slay the Spire, etc. And I loved my time with it. The only downside I didn't like about owning the Switch is the price point of each game. Because
How much is it?
on the Switch, on average for an indie game, if you buy it on the store, it's $39.99 USD. Because there's no such thing as a Malaysian e-store.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to get the full library, the best store is to get it. The best store to get it on is the American e-store. So you have to kind of like lie to the system that you are basically so you can access. Right.
Sure.
Yeah. A simple game is either $49.99 or $39.99. But if you buy games like Breath of the Wild, for example, in store, like you go to the physical store and buy the cartridge, is about 180 ringgit on a good day. If it's a Nintendo title, sorry, Breath of the Wild, if I'm not mistaken, was 250 ringgit, right? 250 ringgit. And for me, and for me,
Buy my Susu baby, bro.
yeah, right. I play like I think 300-400 hours of Hades 1 on my Switch. I paid $14.99. So that's about plus minus like 100.
Yeah, 70, 80,
yeah,
90.
right?
Yeah.
let's just run it up as 100.
100.
I bought it here for ringgit. I
Mm.
bought it here on the Steam sale for 5.
Yeah, because it's
Oh, yeah.
yes, it's Steam.
Steam
Yeah,
sale.
Yeah.
yeah, that is the pros and cons that that kind of sold me to the deck.
Mm.
But going back to Afik's point, right? Like your priorities are different.
Mm.
And we do have a couple of friends that own Steam Deck. Brandon, for example,
Mm.
or even my girlfriend's brother, for example,
Mm.
because sometimes during their 9 to 5, I see them online. And then they're playing games like Sekiro, they're playing games like Wukong. And I was like,
On company time.
yeah, on company time, right? And it makes sense too, right? Because you can't lug your entire PC to work.
Yeah.
Right. And if you are on break and if you just want to be by yourself in the office and if it's really, really your downtime and you have no work,
Yeah.
you pull out the deck, you play the AAA games, it makes sense.
Yes.
Right?
I think you've got a good point there. But at the end of the day, I think a Steam Deck is made for a person that knows they will have ample time on their hands
Yeah.
outside of work.
That's
Like
true.
for me, I definitely it would be sitting there gathering dust.
Yeah.
Mm.
Whereas that retro console, I still bring that around.
And you can chuck it around without
I can chuck it around
happy.
because I got like, oh, got another 10, 20 minutes to wait for this appointment. Hey, just whip this out, play a few levels. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
put it back, done.
Yeah.
That's what I do in my
It
room.
would
So I just
be
put it out
really
here.
unnatural to wait 50 minutes for a meeting and pull out a Steam Deck this
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, and
And
here's
then
also
add it back in.
here's also the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you open up the Steam Deck, you got to turn it on, wait for it to load. Okay, find the game that I'm looking for, play, wait for it to load a bit.
Okay.
Then-
I will correct you because you're wrong.
Okay,
So one thing beautiful about the Steam Deck is that you can play any games you want. You click the power button and it goes to hibernation mode.
oh, okay,
And
yeah,
when
yeah,
you
got that.
when you are free again, you just bring it up and it immediately bring you where you paused the game.
okay.
Yeah, right.
And also, depending on the game that you choose as well, I go 15 minutes. 5. Alamak, cutscene. Oh shit, how much longer? Alah, meeting start already. Fuck, it's still the cutscene lah.
I would say those are the least problematic thing of owning a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
For me, my experience, okay, like the both of you know, I bring my Herschel backpack everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? It's my file, my notebook, my laptop,
Your life.
and my power bank.
Yeah.
It's your life. Yeah, it's my
The
life.
only thing that's not in there is a wok or a pan
Yeah,
or spatula
probably.
that you use to cook.
Probably, right?
Eventually, you're gonna have 3 kids. It's gonna appear sometime.
When I put the Steam Deck in the case and I put it in the bag,
Yeah.
60% of my space gone already.
Yeah.
Devi, it's relatively okay, right?
If you go to the gym.
For a mobile computer, I would say, right?
Mm.
The case itself so unnecessary because the console itself is huge,
Mhm.
right? And when you want to bring it out, it's so awkward because I'm just gonna severe this. I open my bag, I pull out a jumbo thing.
Everyone's gonna see you putting out something.
Yeah.
Unzip it
Yes.
to bring out a jumbo handheld,
Yeah.
right? And then
It's so inconspicuous.
when you're around kids, because I brought it balik kampung during CNY.
Are you
right?
guaranteed gather a crowd, right?
My younger cousin.
What is that?
My fear is you're going through that whole thing in public. Someone's shot from very far away. Nerd.
And it's so
And it'll be you, right?
and it's so big, right? Which brings me to the next point. The ergonomics of it.
Mm.
Right? I love holding it. Right? I love just looking down.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah, dude, I can't play FIFA on it.
Yeah.
I tried.
You know what I do now?
I tried RGLI.
When I'm on my bed, you know what I do? I just lie down, man. I lie down, I put it on my belly. Then my
Yeah.
was like, what are you doing? It's like, playing game. Right? But it's so awkward. Like,
It
it's
is.
so awkward.
Again, that's why I don't like calling it a handheld sometimes because it's not really
Yeah.
made.
It's belly held in your case.
Yeah, it's barely held.
As in,
Right.
compared to again a Game Boy console, you're lying in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
I
You
don't
know what
think it's
it-
meant.
Game Boys have prepared us for touchscreen phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were always holding it
Yeah.
like this.
No,
And then when
it's the perfect design.
Yeah.
And also, okay, think about this. Back when we were kids, right? You had the Game Boy. And we're like, shit, we need to book bedtime already.
Oh.
And then our parents go to see it. Cover the blanket, play. How you gonna do that with this?
Yeah, which brings me to Which brings me to the
And
next
then you have to
point.
open the zip of the case.
Oh my god, Yahweh. Yahweh.
Shut up, lah. How much longer?
And then someone's outside your window going,
Again,
Still you.
like
I think, go home. You got wife and kids.
They're fine, lah.
I printed this Steam Deck holder
Yeah.
to hold it because you can actually just lean it on its bottom,
Okay.
but it's so
Flimsy.
so
Yeah.
it looks
It's
also a printed one. Sorry, my next point is: do you know in the Steam store
Yeah.
there is a great on deck genre?
Games that are specifically optimized for it.
Yeah.
Is it?
These are great on
Usually.
decks.
Are there
But-
games in there that like I would play like AAA games? I see Sea of Thieves in there. Is it 2K25?
Yeah,
Yeah.
25. You have Warframe, Sea of Thieves, Civilization
Warframe?
7. Yeah.
Oh.
Yakuza Like a Pirate, Elden Ring, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man 2?
Baldur's Gate. So,
You see,
Yeah,
as a
I'm
triple A gamer,
Huh?
I think it would appease more.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a triple A gamer.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But as for me, like I said, doesn't really appeal to me.
Like everything on that list is enough for me to buy the Steam Deck.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then
On
and then
top of everything you just said, the other cons,
Mm.
I would live with it.
and then this is discounting the fact that you will have like 4 to 7 Steam sale a year,
Yeah.
right? And then deals will go down to like 50%,
Mm.
80%, especially
But-
for the AAA title.
But my question is the cons that you've presented so far, right? They're not Steam Deck specific, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Because ROG Ally would have the same problem.
definitely.
Because it's using it's technically
Yes.
using an emulated computer OS.
Yes.
Yep.
So
So,
these games that are not optimized on Steam are probably just not as optimized
Yeah.
on Ally,
Mhm.
right?
so
And-
sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
like, I think it's a good concept and an idea.
Mm.
But I think they need to be more unique about it now. The
Mm.
days of this happening, I would have loved this 10 years ago.
Mm.
Honestly.
Right.
10 years ago. But now, in this day and age, I want something that's practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for me right now, I just wish more developers would actually look into optimizing it for the Steam Deck. But I also understand why people don't, because not everyone can afford a Steam Deck. It's not the cheapest
Yeah.
console, right?
And again, phones.
Yeah, I was going to say.
If I have mobile games
Yep.
and I have a PC, no need a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
As-
If they could optimize all these games for the iPhone,
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what Xbox is trying to do with the
No.
Game Pass.
if you take games like, okay, if you're talking about phone, right? If we take games like Genshin Impact or like ZZZ, for example, those are perfect examples.
yeah,
for
but those are mobile first games.
mobile first games, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
they're
it
mobile
puts
first
everything into a mobile
and then
phone.
ported into PC.
Yeah.
And you see, game developers are more likely to do that than to optimize something for a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Because it is practically a whole other console.
Yes.
That one, they're just trying to rework the code of a PC game.
Yeah.
And it's more tedious, more time consuming,
Yeah.
and doesn't make sense monetary wise.
Yeah.
Whereas a phone console, they know they're going to gain more sales there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a business standpoint, a mobile game ported
Yes.
into a PC game is a whole different market segment.
Especially for gacha games.
Yes.
It's just stupid simple for them.
Yes.
Yeah, especially if you have to be committed to daily objectives.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it on your
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it on something handheld.
Like
And
the past-
also, you can put notifications so it will remind
yeah,
you.
exactly.
And your phone's always on you.
Yeah.
You are more likely to have your phone with you at all times than a
Steam
Steam
Deck.
Deck.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Bro, just look at this.
Yeah, man. Like,
Just look at this. I can't.
Bro, how many iPhones is it?
3? Can I have your phone too, Nick?
what?
Yes,
Three phones. Yeah, it's three.
You're holding
phones.
3 phones at the same
It's
time.
3 phones.
And like-
the thickness of. Bro, it's 2 times the thickness of my
Yeah.
phone.
And like for me, when I go out, I don't really bring a bag unless I know I'm going for a screening. I get my notebook,
Exactly.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So 99% of the time, I will be gaming on my phone.
Yeah.
I would not bring that shit around.
Yeah, same. Also.
Even
I
my
would bring that fake Game Boy around.
Yes.
I
And I-
would double take on this.
that I will bring because if I wear big enough pockets in my jeans, I could literally put that in my back pocket
Exactly.
and it would still be fine.
Exactly.
Which is why, again, going back to the Switch, we'll wrap up soon because it has been a long episode.
Mm.
The Switch, I feel, is great for home use. Like, even if I bring it to an airport, I would still be okay with that. I wouldn't take it out casually. I wouldn't be gaming in a cafe with it,
Mhm.
but I still feel that's fine.
Mm.
On an airplane, I wouldn't bring a Steam Deck, again, because it looks big and chunky. But a Switch, I would, because I put it in my backpack, bring it out, put it on a table. That's another thing. I can put it on a table
Yeah.
and
with a
just
stand,
and
with a
just
kick
game it
stand.
like this
Yep.
instead of gaming fucking like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Handheld consoles need to remember to be handheld, fun, and simple.
Yep.
Simple is the key.
There's also one big thing I haven't mentioned, which is the battery life.
How long is the battery life?
60 to 90 minutes.
60 to 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how long is the Switch's battery life? Cannot be that short, right?
Depending on the games that you're playing.
60 to 90 minutes, not even enough.
Yeah.
Go to a level in some games.
Let me show you.
How long does the battery last? The battery lasts on the Switch approximately 4.5 to 9 hours.
Steamdeck.
As compared to 60.
I could technically fly to Japan, and maybe once I get to Japan, if I played it continuously from the airport all the way to Kansai, it would maybe be at 10% from a full charge.
Correct.
Whereas with the Steam Deck, I could play before I go into my flight already like
Yeah.
30%.
Yeah. Or like 90
Oh, that-
minutes, 90 minutes into the flight, I have to now force myself to sleep because my Steam Deck is dead.
Well, that is a massive con
Yeah.
for me.
Because-
if you were to
yep.
ask, yeah.
Exactly. That was a massive con for me as well because it really depends on the games that you're playing.
Yeah.
The beauty of it is
Just about to launch Cyberpunk.
the
Bro,
beauty of
good
it.
kill lah, bro.
See, you can actually
84% now.
you can actually choose the performance level.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, see if it's on one, on idle it can go for like 7 hours plus.
Okay.
Yeah. If
Cares
it's
about,
like
like,
super performance, for example, it goes all the way down to like wait. Oh no. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. The frame, right?
Oh.
60 or 90. Of course I'm playing on 90, right?
Yeah.
So it averages around 6 to 8 hours on idle. But if
Okay.
you boot up a game, this is the OLED, so it has better battery life. But just based on testing on the indie games that I play, like Hades 2 or Hades 2, Stardew, Loop Hero, Dead Cells, Cult of the Lamb, on average is about 90 minutes. Then I have to charge.
How would it perform with AAA games then?
Yeah.
Like Cyberpunk, you know,
I've
25
tried it.
minutes?
I've tried it with what is it called again? I've tried it with Horizon Zero Dawn, an hour, which is
Bro, you're gonna fly to Singapore.
That is a
Yeah.
massive con.
Yeah.
that is a massive con.
Because you don't expect to play for an hour
No, not at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
on the Steam Deck.
No,
On the Game Boy, yes.
let's just say let's
on the
just
Game Boy, you expect an
let-
hour, you get
not-
through a lot.
Yeah.
let's just not even think about traveling. Let's just say your house, your PC room, your wife and your daughter wants you to chill in the living room. Yeah, I can, right? I bring my deck.
Yeah.
For me, I just walk down and then I go to my living room. That's it.
Right?
Which 1 hour? You sit down there 1 hour. I was like, oh, fuck, I need to charge my.
Yeah.
Right. I was
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Right. So
I guess it's good. It
Yeah.
gives me to spend time on my
Right. so to
I
just
think that's pretty important, right?
I feel like I shouldn't be bringing actually my whole point I said earlier might be invalid because I shouldn't be, if I can game on the PC, then I should be spending time with my wife.
Yeah, exactly. You bring it up now. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Especially with twins on the way, I think that might be something to keep in the back of your head.
so to just wrap the entire episode out,
Yeah.
I would say my experience with the Steam Deck is lukewarm. I would give it a 6 out of 10. Right. Perhaps I'm not giving it more chance because I've been at home most of the time and I have my PC there.
Yeah.
Right. And unfortunately, the current game that I'm addicted to, which is Arena Infinite.
Oh yeah,
Then Breakout
yeah.
Infinite.
Eh,
I don't even
Breakout
play it,
Infinite.
bro.
Arena Breakout Infinite, I've been glued to that. Unfortunately, it's a third-party system,
Mhm.
so it's not even on the Steam library or like the Steam store yet, right? So right now, just based on the indie games that I've played,
That would be the difference between Steam Deck and ROG Ally, though, right? The main difference, because ROG Ally doesn't have a proprietary OS. It uses
Exactly.
Windows.
Yes,
and download
yeah,
Breakout Infinite.
it's a
It wouldn't be optimized one.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be optimized. That's the
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
Now,
So-
okay. Sorry.
Oh no.
Before we end this, I'm gonna ask 2 questions, which sort of racks it all up quite neatly. One, I want to ask you this: would you buy a Steam Deck
Yes.
After everything I mentioned.
after everything? You would still buy a Steam Deck.
Yes.
Why?
Because of the AAA games that are optimized.
Okay.
and the portability for it.
And the portability, and I'm just thinking of my use case,
Okay.
just around the house, not having it locked into the
Twins and one system Deck.
I in this room with two.
Yeah, I can't. So I need to do. when they're out, they're doing jack shit, right? They're
Yeah.
sitting in the living room,
Yeah.
and when they want something, I know they'll cry.
Yeah.
Maybe
Go on.
before they want something, maybe if you were playing it, you would notice before they cry.
No, you don't. They're not gonna say, "Dad, I'm hungry." They just start crying, then I know.
Bro.
Bro.
Well, if he's your kid, he might. Bro.
Second question.
Second question. If you had a choice between this and a console like Playdate, which one would you choose over the two?
Steam Deck, hands down.
If I
Handheld
had
Steam
to choose,
Yes, you had to choose.
if I had to choose, it'd be Steam Deck.
Steam Deck.
Yeah, purely because of the type of games I play.
So I'm a minority that says,
Yeah.
because I would buy the hell out of that Playdate and I
Yeah.
wouldn't buy
But you
Steam
would
Deck.
too, right? I mean, right now, after experiencing
no.
Steam Deck, will you buy Playdate?
No.
Oh, you buy Steam
No.
Deck. Yeah, so usually...
I'll go for the Steam Deck.
Steam Deck.
Yeah, specifically the Steam Deck OLED 512.
Okay.
Mainly because I can install all the indie games I love,
Okay.
right? And I can play it even for an hour. I am satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
let us-
overall-
yeah.
Overall, I would say
Overall, is that what-
I don't regret
Mikhail's
buying a Steam Deck. Right? I'm glad I have it.
Okay.
I'm glad I own it, and I'm glad if I'm going outstation to, like, if we have trips to like Malacca or Penang, for example, I can bring this, right? Because after our talks and after our courses, we have a lot of downtime, right? And I can be just, what are we gonna do? Like in Malacca, we did nothing.
Look at each other's face.
Right, right. We had nothing to do. So if I had a Steam Deck, I would just sit down and just play it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It would suck if only one of us had a Steam Deck.
I mean,
Because then one person will be doing nothing,
yeah.
and the other person just having fun.
I'm glad I'm not
For
that
an
person.
hour.
And I'm not that person.
Sucks to be you.
At least you can say, bro, hungry. At least you, bro, hungry. Bro,
No, I just wait 60 to 90 minutes.
Yeah. I know the battery's gonna die at some point.
Bro, time. No, it's not bro. What time is it? Bro, how many more percent left you have?
Yeah.
No, not even that. Bro, battery? Just
33%? Okay, 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Anyways, that's all the time we have for this episode. We've been your video game best friend. My name is Kelvin Tay.
I'm Afi K.
I'm Nate Dorian.
And until next time, I don't know. Actually, just comment below.
Comment whether you would buy a Steam Deck or a retro console.
And until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
3, 2, 1.